If you were ever a young altar server, I'm guessing you might have had a similar experience that I had at least a couple of times as a young altar server myself. You're getting ready for Mass, and the congregation is starting to gather. You grab that long candle lighter to light the altar candles, but there's this tall one out there, and you're too short to see the wick at the top. So in faith, you just kind of stick the flame to a place where you think the wick might be, but the candle doesn't light. At this point, people in the congregation see your struggles, and all of a sudden you feel their eyes on you, and that trickle of nervous sweat rolls down your back. Everyone out there is wondering if you're going to succeed, or what you're going to do if you can't get it lit, or how long you're going to keep on trying before you give up. The light of a candle in the darkness can be a great thing, but a flame is not always easy to light. And sometimes lighting that gas grill isn't always easy, and things can go wrong. And sometimes we have to really struggle to get a campfire going, but this light is important. It sustains us, and that's why we keep on trying. In today's gospel, Jesus asserts to the truth of the preaching of John the Baptist, and he calls John a burning and shining lamp in whose light the people were content to rejoice. And part of John's brilliance was the simplicity of his message. Repent and believe. That's all he basically asked, just repent and believe. But sometimes his audience contained candles whose wicks were kind of hard to reach, and he had to repeat that message over and over again. And even then, sometimes the candles still wouldn't light. But when you've got an important job to do, you keep on trying, right? During Lent, we're called to the sacrament of reconciliation. One of the great truths we experience in the sacrament is how eager and willing God is to forgive a repentant sinner. It does us a world of good to know how merciful our God is to us. But during these times of confinement, it may be difficult to get to that sacrament. So maybe in this time, instead of focusing on how good God is at forgiving us, we spend some time looking at how good we are at forgiving others. We know firsthand the awful effects that sin has on us. When someone lets us down, when others treat us harshly, or when someone loses their temper at us, I think sometimes we let that one moment fester and be the only thing we focus on. Anything good that this person may have done for us fades from view. And too often we allow that sin to pervade our memory and have much more power over us than grace does. We let sin have the last word. But we're told that perfect forgiveness is forgiving someone 7 times 70 times. And I think that this probably means that forgiveness is this wick on a very tall candle that we have to keep on trying to light. And we may not get it lit the first time, but sometimes we have to keep on trying to forgive over and over until that flame really starts to burn. God forgives us trespassers. In these days when we may be on top of one another more than we're used to, may we learn to forgive, and then forgive again those who trespass against us. Patience is a virtue, revenge is not. Revenge doesn't build relationships, forgiveness does. And that's why we keep aiming for that wick even when we can't see it. And just think of how many thousands of candles can be lit from one single wick.